everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a very underrated Pokemon that you've probably heard of, but you've probably never thought of actually using it in any competitive battling or in any actual of the video games. But today I will be talking about a Pokemon called Pyukumuku. It's okay, you can get your laughs out, but Pyukumuku, I find, is actually a pretty powerful Pokemon. Not the card itself. The card's not all that great. It's an okay card. It is an uncommon, but it's not all that great. But what I'm really talking about today is the game. So in the game, this is my copy of Ultra Moon. In the game, I find that Pyukumuku is actually an extremely powerful Pokemon. So, let's just go to my Pokemon. So, this is my team for now. I've got Gummy and Matto, like Clamato, because he's a clam. You get the pun, you know you do. But yeah, so this is my Pokemon Gummy. So, Gummy is my Pyukumuku, and he's pretty powerful, actually. He actually beats the power of... He's actually, for me, more powerful than my starter Pokemon, which was Juicidai. But yeah, he's pretty powerful. The only weakness he has, it's not really an actual weakness, but it's a weakness, kind of, is Steel types, because his special moves don't really work on Steel types very well, because, let me just explain to you. So this is Gummy. He's not very intimidating looking, I may say. He's just kind of a blob. Yeah, that's pretty intimidating, actually, if you think about it. He smacks you with a fist. He's actually one of the first Pokemon ever seen in Sun and Moon. And he actually gives Ash a little peace sign. But what I'm really talking about here is his stats. Not Matto. Matto, go back. His stats are actually pretty good. This is not an IV or EV or whatever. He hasn't been specially bred. I just kind of caught him and added him to my team. But his defense stats and his special defense stats are amazing, I find. They seem to be some of the strongest stats that I have on my entire team. His attack stats and special attack stats leave much to be desired, and his speed stats are those of a level 10. But his HP, his special defense, and his regular defense are extremely powerful. One of the big problems with Pyukumuku, though, is he cannot learn a single actual physical attack. So he can learn Bide, and he can learn... I can't remember what it's called. He knows another attack that reflects the other Pokemon's damage and puts it back on them, but only if it's physical. But yeah, so he only knows those two, so he can't actually attack with his own power. So his attack stats and his special attack stats are pretty much useless. But he does have some good things that you can add for him. His ability, Innards Out, is number one, just a straight up good ability ever. It's pretty strong when it comes to fighting just any, like, a really strong Pokemon. He can take out a lot of Pokemon, but the only way you can really knock out a Pyukumuku very well is to hit it out in one shot. And it sucks if you're... Matto, stop it. It sucks if your Pokemon gets knocked out, but the cool thing about Pyukumuku is even if he gets knocked out, this beautiful ability, Innards Out, it'll damage your opponent to how much health he had before. So he has 168 health. If you one-shot Pyukumuku from 168 health, he's going to revert that 168 damage back on you. It's pretty cool. If you hit him when he has 10, he reverts 10 back onto you. If you hit him when he has 50, you get 50 back on you. You probably get the point. He's also got this curse move. It's pretty good. I'm trying to replace it with maybe something that has more defensive power, but it upgrades your... It doesn't describe it here because it just describes that it works differently for ghost types, but it will upgrade your attack and your defense, but lower your speed. And Pyukumuku doesn't need any speed, really, because he's slower than everything. But he is actually still a pretty strong Pokemon. So this is my Pyukumuku. I don't know if you'd want to add something different, but I like my Pyukumuku like this. He's got this Toxic. This is probably the most important move for Pyukumuku to have. is Toxic, because Toxic is one of the strongest moves he has besides Bide, but Bide only really works if your opponent's strong. So like it's I'm just looking at it here. It's got Recover and it's got Toxic, but Toxic is strong because you poison your opponent and then it keeps damaging your opponent over and over, obviously like poison, but it's stronger than poison because every single turn it will take double the poison damage than it did the last turn. So if it takes 10, then it'll take 20, then it'll take 40, then it'll take 80. I think it only goes up 5 times, but it's still a pretty powerful attack. Then he's got Recover for if he starts to get low on health, which I use the oh my goodness, the PP ups or something to make it more. Then he's got Bide, obviously, and then he's got his Curse move, so this is actually a pretty good statted Pokemon with a pretty good moveset. And I like him. He's actually pretty strong on my team. Obviously, Steel types are the only problem because it gets rid of Toxic. I was considering switching out Curse with Soak, but it's just Soak turns your opponent's Pokemon into a water type, so it could be poisoned. The only problem with that, though, is then I'd lose the ability to upgrade his defense. So that would kind of suck, but I'm still kind of working on his moves a little bit. But he's a pretty good Pokemon, especially if you put him with the Power Belt, which increases the defense, which is even better. And he's got the champion ribbon. I can tell you, he's one of my best guys. I don't know about the natures. I don't know what they do exactly, but it's if you're a nature person who works well with the nature things, then I would recommend getting one that increases defense and maybe lowers attack, because that one's going to be pretty good. Because he doesn't need attack, it's totally useless. I would much rather revert all his attack and defense stats, but it doesn't matter because Bide just does as much damage as he's taken, but doubles it. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm at the moon altar thing, wearing the Team Skull stuff, doing a pirouette. So I'm gonna go into the wormhole, and I'm gonna get I'm gonna find a strong Pokemon, and I'm gonna fight it with Pyukumuku, and I'm gonna show you just how strong he is. So I'll be back in a sec. Alrighty, here we go. So I found a spot where the Ultra Wormhole leads to. That's gonna have a Pokemon down here. You can see the little Pokemon thing. I've got Pyukumuku ready. He's right there, or Gummy. I brought Mato along, just because I wanted him leveled up a little bit, because I'm planning on adding him to my team, because he's got good defense stats when he evolves into Cloyster. So, it's gonna be pretty good when I add him. But alright, you can hear the Pokemon. Let's go. So, now you're gonna be able to see firsthand how good Pyukumuku is at fighting. Oh, it's a fire type, so Pyukumuku does have the advantage type-wise, but he doesn't actually know any water type moves, so it's kind of useless for him. He'll just take less damage from fire types. Okay, so now watch. What I do is I'll Toxic it up, and I'll put... Okay, he's using Earth Power. Pyukumuku should be fine, yep. And it was a critical hit, too, and he takes very little damage. It's one of the strongest rock type moves, too. So I'm gonna use Toxic. So he's taking damage now. And the way Gummy works is, watch. I'm just gonna Recover over and over again. So, well, that was unexpected. He knows Recover too. But Poison should eventually start to do way more damage. So it's not like you take a little bit each turn. You take a lot each turn once it gets more. See? Look, he just took double the poison damage. So, here. I'm gonna use Curse. So this is what Curse does firsthand. You might... okay, now he's using Flamethrower. It's not going to be very effective. Yeah. And this is what Curse does. So he does the little creepy shrine thing. His speed falls, and then his attack rose, and his defense rose. I'd rather have something that sharply raises his defense, but it's going to do for now. I'm planning on replacing it soon when he gets to a higher level. So, now I'm just going to Bide. And I like the Bide move because, it takes a while for them to just keep hitting and hitting over and over again. For the poison to damage over and over again. So Abide is a good way to speed it along a little bit. So there, now he's taking lots of damage from the poison. Now if he just hit me once, you'll see the power of Abide. So he's gonna use Flamethrower, which is, no, it's not all that good. So he did maybe 20 damage, a little bit more than 20. So I'm gonna do about 40. Oh, look how much damage that poison is doing. I'm gonna do about 40 damage for, that. Okay, now he's using Recover again, but I did about 40 because, the power doubles. So he does 20, I do 40. Except he gets to attack me twice in the time that I get to do that. But it's the only good attack he has, so. So it's almost over. I'm gonna recover because I can. He's gonna body slam me. Please don't paralyze him. Oh, he's fine, look. Oh, barely any damage at all. So he's gonna recover back to full health. And then Macargo is going to faint because of poison. So look, on my health right here, I am full. He was 7 levels higher, but still, he's full. Oh, and there's a passhole berry. Oh well. But yeah, so Pyukumuku is actually a pretty powerful Pokemon. His stats are really good. I don't know if he'd be good in competitive play. I've never seen someone use a Pyukumuku, but he is kind of underrated and a lot of people don't know about him. But he's a pretty good Pokemon for me, and he's just I find strong. He's good with defense. He doesn't need any attack, so once again, the natures you might want to work on. If you're going to add him to your team, you might want to work on the natures, because I don't know what Lax does. I'll have to search it up, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't do anything. But there's probably so many things you could build on this with him. You could probably get him a better item than I have right now. I don't know if it's still increasing his defense. I don't think it is. You could probably get him a better nature. I don't know what the characteristic this word. I don't know what they do either, but they might do something. I don't know. I met him at level 16 and on Route 7, but like I got him on Route 7. I think that's the only place you can get him. So yeah. There's Matto. No one cares. But yeah, so he's a pretty good Pokemon. He's pretty powerful. He's beaten legendaries before, accidentally, obviously, yeah. But he is pretty good. And if you're trying to get it to catch something, though, I would not recommend using Pyukumuku, because he's not exactly meant for catching stuff. He's meant for destroying stuff. But yeah, he's a pretty strong Pokemon though. So alright, so that's about it. I hope you have a great day. Like and subscribe, and that would be nice. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day, guys.